what's coming up with Home Shopping Network and what you're doing. We're going to continue to support vets.
Thank you. You know, Rob Anderson is a producer over there, and we have a funny story. But, you know, Bill right here, I actually sent your picture over to him, like, now. And he said, great. And so I guess you'll be there on Monday with, you know, Keith. So you'll be on national TV.
My picture.
Yes, you know, I love it because now we have
shaved.
No, listen to this. Be discovered.
Wow, that's nice. Thank you.
At at the
America.
station here.
Put a voice with the picture
with
the
the
voice.
face.
Yeah.
Well, here.
And I was thinking about Black history. When I was a kid, my grandfather had an apple orchard in upstate New York, and the pickers used to come up. They called them the migrants, and they were all African Americans, but they were the nicest men. In fact, I was taught at 10 years old. I learned how to drive a Jeep to pull the wagon while they loaded the apples in the wagon.
There you
and
go.
Every Sunday night they would sing down by the gospel music, and I learned how to sing. Actually, sing from these guys. I know their names and everything. And we were in a country town, but they were some of the nicest people I ever met. And boy, could they cook! You know, they cooked different than my mother, and my grandmother.
Well,
I'd sneak over there and eat the food
real
they had.
food.
I said,
That's right.
I hated to see them go back to wherever, I think North Carolina or wherever they
Yes,
came
a lot of
from.
them traveled.
This is America. This is the country that we do live in.
Right.
You know?
Well, you know, Lorena Garcia, she's from Top Chef, so she's going to be there with her new
Okay.
cookware.
Wow,
So I
okay.
know. Did you not know that?
No, I didn't know it was going to be Lorena. I watch her all the time.
There you go. There you go. So you're being discovered at WTIS on your program.
Very
How's
humble.
that?
Voice for Veterans, you heard it right here. I'll be over there at
love
Home
to eat.
Shopping Network. and we've already know that Bill's going to be there thinking about the black folk who used to cook for him that his mama didn't know about.
Ah.
Amen.
She knew.
She knew.
She knew.
That means you snuck some home, too.
Yeah.
I got you. No, that was the way of the world, and it still is. If you leave the cities of America and go back to foreign country, you still have migrants coming. Now, most of them are not black Americans anymore. They're Spanish. But they have some good Spanish food. They're still singing good gospel music, but it's in a different language. So that is a part of our culture. The people who helped build this country, which were the African Americans, left their mark in a positive way. Bill Cochran just proved it. Maybe it was a little tough. Maybe they wasn't making as much money, but it didn't dampen their spiritual spirit, and the music grew and grew and grew until we even got as far as Aretha Franklin.
My father would tell me not to get in the way. He said, I was like I said, I was very young at the time, and my grandfather had sold the apple orchard, but they knew that my grandfather, we lived right next door, and I'd sneak under the fence and go over there, and it was amazing because my father used to say, people are people, and he was a Marine. He went all through Guadalcanal and started a big business up there, but humble, and this is America. This is the country that we live in. We live in a country that is not only great, but free. And the freedoms that we have are because of the veterans in this country. And this is what Keith's all about. Mike Bilirakis, Gus Bilirakis. I'm friends with Mike personally. And I know Gus, they love veterans. And this is what Keith, this whole show is all about, is veterans. And it's a great thing to have a man like Keith doing this for you, veterans.
Well, I appreciate it. You give me my $2 later. Excuse me, I mean $3. It just went up.
My father was a vet, and so this is where the inspiration came for me to help the youth. Yeah. And it really means a lot. He has now passed on, of course, but just to dedicate this to him, that's why I guess I have that passion as well.
Yes, you do. Most of us do. It's a lot of us out here who maybe didn't serve, but we were there when our families served. We remembered the times when our families came back with their uniforms on. And remember the conversations that we probably wasn't supposed to be listening to, but heard about the blood and the fight and the death, but heard about the freedom that came from it.
And when you hear about Colin Powell, I did a little research, and he said he found himself in the ROTC when he was just a young fellow, and he said he found himself, and then he ended up in Vietnam, 2 tours of Vietnam. And this man, we talk about inspiration in this country. He's still 77 years old, but he never quits. He'll never quit. And Condoleezza Rice took his place. And we don't underestimate the color of people. We value the color of people. It doesn't matter what color we are. It's a country that's united because we are